welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my good buddy Ryan Ennis. Ryan, how are you, sir?
I'm doing very well. A little bit chilly, but can't complain. How are you down in Jersey?
Good. Try the same. I'm trying to stay warm because it's supposed to go down, I think, into the teens tonight.
Yeah, it's been brutal up by here with the wind. Winter's definitely here, bro.
I'm glad I'm not doing the old job back in the day where when I worked at Walmart, we had to clean outside. We had like specialty machines where you had to clean like the walkway and stuff where you come in at Walmart.
Yeah. Real feel right now is 9 o'clock. Is 9 degrees.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, remember, I used to work outside in this, bro.
Oh, I remember.
8 hours a day.
Because you would send me the pictures where you look like you're a little Eskimo.
Mm-hmm. And still be freezing. It was awful.
Hey, where you're wearing like 4 layers.
Yeah. And that's before the sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I used to have like 6 or 7 layers on with my fucking ski pants on.
Before we went live, Little Man had got a bunch of football cards for his birthday and Christmas, and I was helping him, I guess you would say, like, categorize them into a little book so that he can keep them all in.
That's cool.
Because he was funny, he's asking, who's this guy? And it'd be like some random fucking dude I never heard of. I was like, sorry, I can't help you.
Yeah, it's just some guy who happens to have a card because he's on a team. But other than that, I can't tell you shit.
Dude, he had me crying because they have, I don't know if you remember this, in like those packs, they'll have some of the veteran, like back in the day players like Joe Namath or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's looking at the one, and it's Johnny Unitas. And I said, ask your grandmom if she knows who that is. And he goes, Mom, do you know a Johnny Unitas? I was like, no, it's not Unitas.
That's cute, though.
Oh, no, it was hilarious. I was just like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I went through my phase where I had my love of cards.
Dude, I have like 2 giant like binders full from the 80s and 90s.
What? I ate a Cool Ranch.
And they're probably worth a nickel if I'm lucky.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm sure it was a Cool Ranch.
But before we get rolling tonight, don't forget to check out our social media stuff, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at ASC Pods. Don't forget you can see our entire catalog on B Plus Player Radio. Find them on Twitter at B Plus Radio, which reminds me, I have to do this obligation that if you go to Audible, which is if my memory serves me correct, audio stuff like audio books and all that stuff.
Yeah.
B Plus Player Radio, you can get a free month trial. Go to audibletrial.com/B Plus Players. And let me see, what else am I forgetting? Oh, and don't forget to check out our sponsors over at Too Sweet Magazine. Find them on Twitter at 2TOO Sweet Mag. A lot of stuff happened this week, Rye.
Yeah.
I actually slept through the entire press conference for AEW.
Yeah, no, I had forgotten at first that it was going to be on. I turned into it about 15 minutes into it, but was able to go back and watch it. Really interesting. I don't know if anything really stood out as like crazy shocking, but I really think that this has a chance.
Especially with the Khan's money.
$100 million for startup. Yeah,
That's a lot of money, dude.
it really is. They'll really be the first threat to Vince in like 2 decades.
I think the only way I could see that now happening, because I'm kind of still waiting and seeing, and not in a bad way. I want to see what network their show's going to get a TV deal on.
Well, if it's WGN or TBS, like they're talking, like that's already in a lot of homes.
Yeah,
Um,
that would be a big win for them.
Apparently, Jericho said the only reason why he signed with them is because he knew that they had TV offers on the table already. And he's
Okay.
surprised at what those offers are.
Because I just read earlier he signed a 3-year deal.
I mean, he's got to be smart enough to know that he's not going to put his name behind something that's likely to fail.
Yeah, and he said that the 3-year deal is literally the best contract of his life.
Yeah. He's probably being paid a shitload of money for a short amount of dates because they're not going to be running anywhere near as much as WWE.
Yeah, and he could go probably work New Japan if he chooses and do Fozzy and whatever else.
Yeah. Including his cruise.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was thinking, yeah. I mean, I got a lot of respect for him because at his age, he can go with guys that are like 20 years younger than him, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and make himself and them look good.
Absolutely. And still be in really good shape.
Yeah. No, he is a big. He's there for name value for them. That's why he's probably getting paid so much money.
Yeah, I would kind of say Neville too.
Still, kind of. You could say WWE superstar Neville, maybe. Some people, but Jericho's the one most people are gonna.
Yeah, I was going to say, people are like, holy shit.
Maybe the casual fan of the last couple of years will see it and be like, oh shit, but they can't call him Neville. No one's going to know his name is Pac.
That's true. Or can they do the thing that like the independents do where it's Neville or Pac formerly known as Neville?
No, because they're still using...
Okay, I always just wondered that.
No, and I think especially in a whole high-profile thing like on television, I don't even think they would take the chance.
Makes sense. I personally said to someone earlier today, I think they're one more big name they need like to generate casual fans.
Oh, I agree. I think the biggest name that they could possibly get is AJ.
And the interesting thing is now he has all the leverage on WWE.
Yeah. Absolutely. Every bit of leverage.
I'm curious to see what's going to become of that.
Of what?
Like what he's going to do.
I mean, I think long term, I don't know if anybody can offer him long term stuff more than WWE. I mean, WWE will be there in 5 years.
Absolutely.
AEW?
Yeah, we don't know that.
I mean, WWE has a merchandise, like a merchandise line, licensing deals, stuff that he won't be getting that big revenue stream through.
Yeah, I wonder if at this point it really just matters for him to be on the road less.
I mean, if they give him a contract like Randy, it just depends on how much less he wants to be on the road.
Yeah. Like, I still think at the end of the day he's going to stay.
I truly think so, too.
And I think anyone that says, no, he's going to tell them, go fly a kite, I really can't see that happening unless Cody and them give him something he can't turn down.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I'm thinking. If they throw him like many millions of dollars, maybe,
or something like unforeseen that we don't know. Like maybe they're going to have all of AEW's merchandise in, a store in the country somewhere. I mean, I don't know. I'm just, speculating.
Because they already have merch now, but it's not being sold in brick and mortars. And keep in mind, you'd have to open up brick and mortars.
Yeah.
All over. Having one brick and mortar store, really, even if it's in New York, it's really gonna kind of.
To be honest with you, I'm not even familiar with it.
No, brick and mortar meaning like a real store, not like an online store.
Brick and mortar. I got you. No, I agree with you. I know their stuff. Is it just the Elite stuff is in Hot Topic?
I don't know. I thought that was a deal with New Japan.
I know, that's what I was
all
wondering.
The Bullet stuff.
I know, I was wondering
all the
myself.
Bullet Club stuff there too.
Because if they had a deal,
I know that's where you could get Bullet Club stuff. So Bullet Club wasn't necessarily the Elite. Anything Bullet Club is under New Japan.
That's why I was wondering what was up with that, and if they could go in there and work something out with them. I
mean, I'm sure the Khans have major connections.
Oh, absolutely.
Just in general, you don't become a billionaire in this country without having connections. Even though I don't think their money's from here, but regardless of that fact. They own a sporting team here, so.
And then they own one in the UK.
Yeah, I think they have what, a soccer team?
Yeah.
I mean, when you got soccer team money, you're rich. I mean, football team money, you're wealthy. It may not be super rich, but if you got like a fucking whole soccer club.
I'm pretty sure it's one of the Premier League teams.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's serious cash, man.
So,
I'm intrigued that they're gonna have Billy Gunn in a backstage role. I didn't know he did that stuff.
Yeah, he was with NXT as the head trainer for quite a while, and then
I knew the training stuff.
And I'm pretty sure if they could teach Road Dogg, why wouldn't they be able to teach Billy Gunn? Because he's like one of the better agents.
Yeah. It'll be very interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, I wish them all the best of luck. You want to see more competition. I was actually surprised to see Feinstein and Janela there.
I wasn't with Joey because he did the all-in thing, but I still
did
think
Feinstein.
Yeah, he was there too. I'm not a fan of his.
Who, Janela or Feinstein?
Feinstein.
Feinstein. Oh, well, that's like me and Janela.
Yeah. I was just shocked that he was out there on his bad leg.
Yeah.
He's been doing that, man. I've seen him at indie shows getting involved, trying to do stuff on one leg, and I'm like, he's just asking for trouble, man.
Yeah. He's not a very smart guy.
I'm just like, he's not even been 4 months, maybe 5, if that, from his surgery, and that was a really, big deal. And I'm like, can't you just, chill out and take it easy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, people aren't going to forget you that quick.
No. I think he just needs to go, and I don't mean this in a mean-spirited way, just go away and then resurface, be completely different when you come back.
Especially since he has this thing now with All Elite.
Yeah. They're not going to forget him.
He signed a contract already. Like, go heal up. Give yourself time before May 25th being their first show.
Absolutely. I don't even know if he'll be ready by then.
Not if he keeps hopping around on it.
Yeah, because the last I had saw, they told him maybe like 10 months to a year. But he's probably going to be itching to try to get back sooner, which I don't know that's such a good idea.
No, I never think it's a good idea to rush back from injury. But what do I know?
But I'm curious to see what other like talents they're going to bring in. I think, and I can't remember if I mentioned this to you, I think they should have a mix of like veterans and guys that are on the indie scene, like so they can make their own stars.
Well, yeah. How do I put it? If they wanted to go raid WWE's mid-card that has been badly used for 10 years, to me that would be like getting a whole bunch of indie guys, because they'd all be getting to wrestle differently than they are now.
Yeah.
Like, say Zack Ryder, or the Revival, Ziggler, Ty Dillinger, like guys in the mid-card. Even if Apollo Crews could get away.
Gallows and Anderson. That's a good list right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in that they're quote unquote WWE superstars, but they're not in superstar status.
No, like you usually see them on like main event or.
Oh yeah, exactly. Kurt Hawkins, guys that could work but are presented to be these fucking schleps.
I think Hawkins is just happy because they take care of him and use his students every now and then. And
oh, I'm sure he is, but I mean, it would.
I know what you're saying, though. It could be so much more.
Yeah, like just that whole middle of the division. There's a lot of guys that I wouldn't be considered ex-WWE guys, because WWE don't use them. Ex-guys who at one time worked for WWE and were on TV horribly misused, yes, but not like what TNA was doing when they were going after everybody who was a star in WWE at some point.
Yeah.
Like if Wade Barrett showed up in there, I wouldn't see them as trying to get like a former WWE guy, because the guy was cut in the
That,
not
and
even 30 years
he
old.
hasn't wrestled, to my knowledge, in a big company, in at least a year or two?
I think he does some stuff with What Culture Wrestling. I think it's Defiant now.
Yeah. He was like their general manager, I remember, at one point.
Yeah, I don't know if he actually worked. I don't know how much he works now. But, like, I would be open to that. It's just guys who have been used wrong. Plus, then maybe it would light a fire over Vince or Hunter if he's in control by the end of 2019 to, at the very least, do something with these guys. Give them something.
Oh, there's one other name I wanted to mention. You talked about all the mid-carders. I was telling my boy this on the way home. Another one I could see go is Sami Zayn.
Why? He's being paid fantastically. I don't see.
When I listened to him on Jericho's podcast recently, he seemed very unhappy.
I'll have to go back and listen to that, because I'm sure this is by far the most he's ever made. That would just surprise me.
I mean, there's so many you could name because, God, what's their roster now? Like 100 people? Easy?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather see guys who haven't been in main event spots, and Sami Zayn has, he's, it's... I'd like to see guys who are overlooked. That's me, though. I want to, see success come from everywhere. Everybody building it for himself. If Sami Zayn leaves right now, he still has a name.
No, I agree.
I'd rather see... two guys that may not have a big name yet, get that highlight than someone who's already built a name, if that makes any sense.
No, it absolutely makes sense.
And now it gives more people the ability to command more money if they decide to leave WWE, instead of the money staying with the same guys.
Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you real quick, and we'll transition out of AEW. Did you see Ryback tweeted about wanting to work for them?
Oh God, no. Yes, I did.
I was like, please don't punish us.
I guess him and Cody are friends, but I don't know. After
That
shit
dude, that dude is like his own biggest fan.
Oh, absolutely. He's such a mark for himself.
Yeah, just like looking at his tweets and the way he talks, he just really like turns me off.
Oh, he's just such a complete douchebag. Like yeah, he's his own biggest mark by a long shot.
Definitely, dude. I had to add another notch to the Nia Jax belt this week.
What do you mean?
Where she almost killed Sasha.
At what part?
On Raw with the I think it was when she went to do a Hurricane Run outside, Sasha, and she powerbombed.
But was that more Sasha's fault or was that Nia's fault?
I guess you could, if you want, you could say a little bit of both.
Because Sasha does moves she has no business doing. And it's always that way. She nearly kills herself all the time, and not in a cool way.
And I personally also feel that she should stop doing fucking dives.
Dives and flips, like, that's not you. And even if it is you, you're not good at it.
Well, I was going to say, every time she does a dive, it seems like she gets hurt.
Yeah, or it just looks super sloppy, like when she went to dive out of the ring and didn't make it at all out of the ring.
Yeah. But no, that was scary because her neck folded up like an accordion.
Yeah, I think things like that are her trying to be a little over-ambitious, and then, like, I would blame both of them, if anything, because she just shouldn't be doing things like that. She's never really been successful at it before. Certain people can. Kairi Sane, absolutely. Io Shirai, absolutely. Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, not so much. You know.
Ask what Nikki Bella did to Paige a few years back when she was in that triple threat with Naomi when she dumped her on her head.
I mean, yeah, sometimes things happen, but Nia, it happens too much. And then with Sasha, it almost looks like she kills herself too much. So you put those two together, I don't see anything but bad news.
It's like, here, gain sympathy for me.
But, yeah, I actually missed a lot of SmackDown this week. I did see the Daniel Bryan stuff, and I think he's perfect like this.
I had someone on Twitter that I follow mention this, and I'm starting to agree with them. The character Daniel Bryan is portraying reminds me of the Mick Foley character he played when he was making fun of ECW, that he was too good for them.
Yeah.
Back in like 95-ish.
Yeah, when he went to Hammerlocks and things like that.
Yeah. And I don't like this. Shout out to Monster Mac. He's the one that brought it up. I don't know if it's a direct copy, but it's very similar.
I think this is who he is turned up to 11. I don't think it's meant to be a copy of anything else. I really don't. I think that this applies very much in this day and age, in this political climate. I think he's like the left side turned all the way up to like 15.
Yeah, like the crazy, super crazy left.
Yeah, you know, you eat meat, therefore you're this, and you know, you drink, you know, you
Dude,
buy things in
he's
plastic.
so good at it.
Because it's something he legitimately cares about. Maybe not to the extent in which they're portraying it on TV, but
Yeah, like you said, it's
sure
the volume turned all the way up.
I'm sure a lot of what he's saying in a much more minor manner, he feels towards people who do these things, but they're blowing it up into a wider, more general thing. So it seems that he's talking about more people, but if you think about it, the stuff he's talking about, like, it's not heel stuff. He's talking about taking care of the planet, being responsible for what we're using, the ozone layer. This is what he's getting heel heat about. It's not even so much that I'm better than you. It's just it's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
yes,
you're irresponsible.
Yeah, and I think it's fucking amazing that he could get something like that so over. Like, with such hatred.
Oh, I thought it was cool that him and Truth got to do a little something.
Yeah, because apparently him and Truth have been doing stuff since, like, Christmas, when Truth was Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I guess I missed that.
I just think it's cool that they're... I wish they would let Truth do more. That dude is so talented.
Yeah, apparently he's going to be singing Jack Swagger or Jack Hager out to his first Bellator fight. I believe it's this weekend. No, it's not this. Yeah, I believe it's the same Sunday of the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
I think so. Because it's on the same card as the Bader fight.
Okay.
The Bader Fedor. Like the end of the heavyweight Grand Prix.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So I'm pretty sure it's on the undercard of that, and I'm pretty sure he's being played out by. So maybe it's not Royal Rumble night, because the article said that some guys from the WWE are going to be there, like, in the audience with him.
Then it might be the week before.
It's possible. But yeah, no, good luck for him. I mean, he's somebody actually though who had a little bit of a background, at least.
Dude, the last time I saw him, Jack Hader, he was frigging ripped.
Yeah, bro. I mean, he said that he honestly thinks he's in the best shape he's ever been in, because he's had all of that time off from WWE to, like, just get his body right.
And
but,
yeah, and I've seen him work killer matches since he's not been there.
I just, good for him. That's all I could really say. It's just, good for him.
Yeah, because, I mean, some people can't handle that schedule.
I mean, it's just a taxing schedule regardless, I mean, it's not even about not being able to handle it. It's just, that's awful for any human body to go through. And I don't think any one body heals faster than others. So, I mean, it's like when people get a chance to be away from all of that, I think they realize, because they sign so young, the prime of their life is usually, spent in this agony and this pain.
Either that or, you're basically living out of a hotel.
Yeah. So to be able to, like, I think for a lot of people, like, especially him, I'm sure he made a good chunk of change while he was in WWE, being, like,
yeah, and now he's just like, I'm going to do what I want.
Yeah, being able to live comfortably, being able to be with his family every day. I think a lot of people realize sometimes that's better.
But what you bring up is a good point. Since he was signed so young, he probably made a good amount of money if he was smart with his money, and, like, screw this, I don't need this anymore. I want to do different things.
Yeah, and with him being a former WWE champion, and I mean, like, he had this monster push when he came in. I could see him gotten an okay amount of money to the point where he could probably live comfortably, where he doesn't need to worry about money as much as quality of life, which I genuinely hope that's what, if nothing else, that's what AEW brings. It's quality of life.
Especially considering the big thing they're saying is they're going to have health
Healthcare.
benefits.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be treating them more like employees than outside contractors. That's
What?
what it sounds like to me. And they said the men and the women are gonna be paid on an equal basis, which, bro, it's about fucking time.
I agree with that. And I know the other big thing people were worried about, because I read it on a lot of sites, was because Jericho has his Jericho Cruise and Janela has his Spring Break series. Were they going to still be able to do that? And, those outside things. And Cody's like, yeah, they're going to be able to do those things.
Especially since I'm sure Cody's gonna have like something to do with it.
Oh, definitely. He'd
Pretty
be
sure.
foolish not to.
I mean, Cody was on the last cruise.
Yeah.
I mean, like you would think that like they just make more money working together. Vince has got to be kicking his ass because Jericho approached him with the idea of doing the cruise with the NXT guys.
Yeah, what was it, like over a year ago?
Yeah, when he first started planning that fucking event.
Yeah, he's lost out on a ton of money.
Especially now if this AEW takes off. I mean, and then Jericho's one of the big reasons.
Yeah.
That's probably why, I mean, like, apparently, like, there was reports that there was, like, this huge plan for the Elite to come in about the Rumble, and they had a huge Rumble to Mania storyline planned out. Like, apparently they were close to signing.
Yeah, and the article I read was that everyone in WWE was, like, shocked that they did not.
Yeah. And then they were going to make Being the Elite, like, a network show. They were going to have their own network show.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. Like, to just
isn't
offer...
it because I would in a million years I would have never pictured Vince offering somebody all of that.
You know what, though? But if that could come at the expense of killing his competition right then and there, that's a smart investment for him then.
That's very true, too.
Because I think they were talking about AJ money, which is $3.5 million.
Yes, that's what I read.
Now, I don't think that's annually, or it could be annually.
It was just like stuff you don't normally hear about.
I'm pretty sure he made more in his first year in WWE than he made in his entire duration, or in his first contract with WWE, than he made in his entire duration with TNA.
Oh, I have no doubt.
I would safely say that.
Because if anything, he was a merch selling machine.
Absolutely.
Because I would tell you right there, he might have got more money on his merch alone.
Oh, yeah. Depending on what his percentage is, yeah.
Because he sold like hotcakes, man.
Now that Roman's gone, he'll probably take over #1.
I would think. Because there's no one else that I don't think could really measure up at this point in time.
Yeah, Cena's not really around as much anymore, so like...
Speaking of which, I saw I guess you call it like a meme. I always get it confused. A meme or a GIF. And they had
a GIF moves. A meme is just a general, like, joke.
Okay, well then it's a meme. And it was a picture of Cena, and now, and it said Cena is turning into the guy...
Ernest.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the one who posted it.
Okay. God, that is frighteningly similar.
Yeah. Yeah, I either posted that early this morning or last night.
Yeah, that was hilarious. But no, Cena's only doing like the part-time gig, and I don't really know anyone else that's, moving that kind of merch.
Yeah, nobody now.
Because they said New Day tailed way off.
Yeah. Apparently, like, Vince is going through his thing where he wants to shake up the New Day, and apparently he goes through this fairly often.
Yeah, you can't do the pancakes anymore.
Well, I think he wants to break him up.
Frankly, I think it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, I would only do it, though, if they're sure that they know where they're going to go with it. Don't break them up just for the sake of breaking it up if you have no plan.
No, I agree. I just think if they're gonna break them up, they should let Big E get this big like push out of it.
That's my point. Yeah, I mean, like, don't break them up and ruin it, and don't give Big E or somebody like a big push. And I think it should be Big E.
Yeah, because he should be like a main event level talent.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah, he's that good in the ring, and then doing this has let him show his personality.
I mean, I thought they also showed it quite a bit when he was Drew's lackey, and I didn't want to say anything. And then today I was watching the Royal Rumble where he was their lackey, and he was like, "This is Big E Langston reporting," and he was doing like the super like Caucasian reporter.
Oh voice. Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, so dude always had the, ha 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 personality. It's just that they chose to make him more like a monster. I wish they would have kept him with the fucking 5 second. I mean, with the 5 count.
Yeah, the old King Kong Bundy deal.
I think that would have just made him different.
Because
that's a gimmick they haven't done in years.
I was gonna say, like, an entire generation wouldn't get it. Like we would, but I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be something an entire generation would accuse of being, like, oh, they do it all the time.
Yeah, like nobody under the age of like 20 or 20,
30.
Yeah, I've seen it. Well, remember he had like the cup of coffee run in like what 96.
Yeah, but I was watching WCW.
I forgot. Yeah, I think it was 96. But no, that's because God, that's 20. No, you got a point. That's like 23 years ago.
Yeah, that was 23 years ago. I was thinking more about when he was relevant in WrestleMania 2.
Oh God, yeah, like
cage match.
That's like almost 35 years ago.
Yeah. So to me, that's the last time, because I don't remember them doing the 5 count. Did they do the 5 count in?
Yeah.
In 96?
Yeah.
They did in 96.
But see, he only did it to like, enhancement guys.
Yeah, so I like the fact that they had it, and it's like there were even hints of it, because when they were because she's like, "We'll give you 5 seconds to walk away."
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. I think it's stupid to start now.
Yeah.
Because he's been on the roster for so long, but I think that's such a unique thing. Segue. Not even segue. Change happened completely. Apparently, I don't know if you did you hear about Lars Sullivan?
Yes.
Alright, for those of you who haven't, apparently, like, he was supposed to have a match this past week on main event, like during the Raw tapings. And apparently, he had a panic attack, and therefore couldn't have it. And apparently they wanted to do Lars Sullivan versus John Cena at WrestleMania, and that could be up in the air, because not as a penalty, but like, bro, if you can't go out in a dark match in Raw, I don't know if you're going to be able to.
I don't know if you can handle this business.
And that's not a knock on him. Like,
no,
that sucks. I mean, you and I have both, had our issues with depression and stuff like that. So,
and I've had panic and anxiety attacks. They are not fun.
Yeah, no, it's just, it's unfortunate, but like something like that can ruin your chance of.
I was gonna say, you don't mean to be cruel, but if you have something like that happen, that's gonna be like a red flag for the company, thinking they can't count on you.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. And again, look, I hope him. I like him. I wish him all the luck. I hope next week he's good. I hope this week he's good to go. I hope it doesn't screw up. What was potentially going to be an awesome push for him. But,
yeah, because he's still super young and green. He's got so much potential.
He really does. I mean, he's a monster of a man. He really is a freakly human being.
It's just, in my personal opinion, I think they should have let him stay down there a little while longer.
Oh, so do I, fully.
Because I feel like that's the only way he's going to be able to learn. Not that I'm saying he wouldn't learn on the road, but he's with, coaches and in the performance center, and I think it's a little easier than just throwing somebody in and say, all right, figure it out, kid.
I also think that there's only so much you can learn before you're at the point of, okay, jump into the deep end. You can only prepare somebody for so long.
That's true too. You can, like they say, you could train all you want to get ready for your comeback in the ring, for your cardio and all that stuff, but there's no way you can what's the word I'm looking, you just have to do it. There's no way to prepare.
Yeah, there's no way to simulate it. The only way to get the actual experience is just to do it.
Yeah.
I also think that too much time in developmental for somebody like him could be a bad thing. And I say, I know.
No, I can agree with that.
But the main reason is because it's a different crowd. And if he gets too used to only working in front of a WWE Universe type of crowd, he may never learn how to work a WWE. I mean, if he only learns a NXT crowd, he may never learn how to actually learn a WWE crowd, which is far different.
Yeah, as some people would say, NXT is the, quote, indie-rific type crowd.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you. They're like night and day different.
So I think for somebody like him who only knows one style, I don't think that would be good for him.
No, that makes sense. I know they had EC3 and the Evans girl, Lacey Evans,
yeah,
on main event this week.
I mean, she could really be something. She got the looks. I mean, she's a tough woman. She's a former Marine. Former Marine. Especially if they have her come in as, a heavy hitter. Her whole thing is, the woman's right, which is her fucking, Big Show punch, except that it doesn't look as corny as fuck like Big Show's punch.
No, hers looks legit.
Yeah, she, winds up. She looks like she's punching somebody in the face.
For all we know, she probably could be.
Yeah, I mean, and I think she brings legitimacy because she's not a small woman. She's a fairly, I don't want to say large because that's not it whatsoever, but she's not petite.
I was going to say she's not the size of an average woman, I guess would be the nice way to say it.
Oh, yeah, she's taller. She's more muscular. So, I mean, I like the fact that they're going a different route. And I think she could potentially be something. I really do.
It'll be interesting. I'll give you that.
So long as they don't try to turn it political.
Yeah.
So long as they don't try to make her, Republican.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That would be bad.
Because I could see where they could try to go with that Republic just because she's Southern. But...
And I could see Vince doing that too.
Which is sad, but yeah. But
because
I think they have something if they just keep it as a normal, you know, tough girl from the South. Like, just don't bring up political stuff. Like, there's no reason or cause for it.
I agree with you.
I don't believe that has anything to do with wrestling. I think that the time where that was acceptable is long past.
Yeah, I mean, dude, if you go back and watch wrestling from the '80s, all the guys that weren't from America were the bad guys.
Jim Neidhart wrestling as a KKK guy wrestling the Junkyard Dog.
Ugh. And I'm pretty sure that was in New Jersey.
It could have been, but like, whereas I mean, it's also like what when me and you were talking about. I think it was me and you were talking about like how Seinfeld would not be acceptable now because a lot of the things would be deemed completely offensive.
Mm-hmm.
That just weren't then.
To be honest with you, I never liked the show to begin with.
Oh, I fucking love Seinfeld. Like that's like I know it was offensive at the time, but I can make that argument to just about anybody that a lot of it was just poking fun more so at it than embracing.
Yeah, I know what you mean, like tongue in cheek.
Yeah, because he ended up looking like an ass a lot of the time.
You totally couldn't get away with that today.
No, there's just some stuff that people have a right to be upset about things. You know, there have been heightened sensitivities, and it's like that in wrestling too. One thing I really don't, I don't even know how to put it. You know that video. What the hell is her name? You know what video I'm talking about. I sent it to you. Not B. Priestley. The chick who was in the Mae Young tournament.
Priscilla Kelly.
Yes. Look. Well, I think
that
it was
looks
a little
just like Paige.
Yes. Yes, like a skinnier Paige.
About what she did?
Yeah, I mean, I saw some people try to compare it to Joey Ryan. And whereas, okay, people are like, oh, it's sexist because if Joey Ryan did it, like, there's a difference. If, like, Joey Ryan pretends his penis can suplex people, that's one thing. If this chick wanted to pretend her vagina would suck people in and spit them out, that's one thing. If he went and took a fucking condom and put it in somebody's mouth, I'd have a problem with that. Like, there's just...
That's fair.
But I'm also not... Like, I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't think that they should lose job opportunities for it because... A, it wasn't real to begin with. B, it was clearly something both parties agreed to beforehand. And C, it's the shock value of it for the fan base that they were dealing with.
Yeah, because it was an 18 and over crowd.
It was a specific 18 and over crowd. Now, for me, I think that's tasteless. I wouldn't be impressed by it, but I'm not going to go... I wouldn't say I'm never going to one of these shows again. It's just, that's not my taste.
I was going to say, different things for different people.
I wouldn't tolerate a angle like I don't like race-based angles. I don't like race-based champions. Even when they had Cesaro as the foreigner who was the U.S. champion who said that, he was the... Like, to me, that's still, like... You're making people hate a foreigner mainly because of the fact he's foreign. So these are things that I'm glad that, like, the Elite said that they want no part of.
Oh, you talk about Cesaro. Look at what they did with Rusev.
What specifically was offensive other than him just being Russian?
No, but
Bulgarian.
I just mean they made it out to be like you shouldn't like him because he's from there.
Yeah, I mean, they made him very, like, pro-Trump. I mean, pro-Putin. You know, they've always done that. They did that with even Sergeant Slaughter
Yep.
turned into an Iraqi sympathizer.
That was a crazy time, man.
Yeah, during the Gulf War, you have Sergeant Slaughter, Mr. All-American Marine, turn into an Iraqi sympathizer. Like, that's fucking balls.
I'll never forget because I watched Bruce Pritchard's I don't know if it was podcast or he did something. I saw him talking about it. And he was like, well, we never thought that the U.S. was going to actually go to war, so that's why we did it.
I think they were already involved in the war, so I think that's pretty much bullshit. Oh, you know what I found out today?
What's that?
You know the misconception that the reason why Hunter jobbed out in, like, under a minute to the Warriors' punishment for the curtain call?
Yeah.
You know that, right? Like, that's
yeah.
the prevailing story. Okay. Here's the fact. WrestleMania happened 2 months before the curtain call.
Wow.
So, there goes that theory. So, I just actually found that out today. Apparently, there was a Reddit about 10 conspiracy theories that wrestling fans still believe. And that was one of them. And apparently, that's not it at all. Because I still thought that until today. And I'm like, there's nothing that they're going to tell me that's going to make me change my opinion until they gave me dates. Can't argue dates. This happened first. Period. End of story. So,
you know, now that I think about it, it's true because Nash worked WrestleMania 12.
Yeah, I mean, and then it was a 2 month difference. Think of when I can't remember what month. I think it was June when Hall and Nash showed up on programming.
Yeah, it was June. May,
so
either end of May or beginning of June.
Yeah, so I mean, how could it have been WrestleMania Payback? But yep, like I thought that too. Another common one that people think is that what's his name was a double agent for Vince. What the fuck is that schmuck's name?
Oh, J.J. Dillon?
No, the biggest schmuck in wrestling. The New York writer. Vince Russo.
Okay.
Like, that's something people strongly believe, that Vince sent Russo to go destroy WCW from within.
You know, I've heard that a lot.
It's not true. You don't think that at some point in the last 20 years, Vince would have, like, Russo would have come out to say, like, you know, look how smart I am, you know, fuck you, everybody else.
No, I agree.
You know,
He's an egomaniac.
He's awful, bro.
My personal favorite one of more recent times is that Vince sent Chris Jericho to New Japan to try to infiltrate there and to get the Elite to sign with WWE.
I have not heard that, and I'm glad I haven't, because I'd be kicked off of Facebook for responding to what my opinion of that is.
Hey, maybe he got Kushida because that's the big rumor.
I mean, yeah, it's also like, I don't know what else Kushida could fucking do there. I don't see them ever making him a heavyweight, so he's stuck, like, they're very weird and particular with, like, their juniors and stuff like that. Like, it's a big deal. Like, that's the whole Will Ospreay story right now. Which, here's some background on Wrestle Kingdom. While Kota Ibushi did suffer a concussion, it was from earlier in the match, and the stretcher out part was planned the entire time.
Okay.
It was to help get over whatchamacallit as a stronger
Ospreay.
Like Ospreay as more than just a junior, because Ibushi's a heavyweight, and it's a really big deal, like, to go up. Like, remember, that's why Omega turned on Styles. We gave you the big matches, you know, while I sat here and starved as a junior.
Yeah, I remember.
So there's a big deal with, you know, being a heavyweight. So that's why they did it. That's how they make him look strong. And apparently the move he used is his heavyweight finisher.
Huh.
The Stormbreaker.
The elbow?
No, the move he dropped him with afterwards that we were both kind of uncomfortable with, because we thought the guy was knocked out and then took a slam.
Yeah, that shit was brutal.
Yeah, it turns out that was all. I mean, he did get a concussion, but it was from a kick much earlier in the match, and him being stretched out was planned. So, I know we had discussed that last week. I figured that was good
touche
to.
for them then. They got us hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're also, now that they have the new leadership, they're more open to Western finishes, it seems.
Yeah.
I
I'm
just
curious
hope
what they're
that they
gonna
don't rely
do.
too much on them.
Yeah, I'm curious how things are gonna go now that you're probably not gonna see the elite over there as much.
Bro, and they didn't even write the elite off on a TV angle. Like, it was just like, they're just not the elite anymore.
Yep.
Which, I don't know, I kind of favor that approach.
I
Like,
don't
like,
know if
go ahead.
you heard about this, Rye, that New Japan said that they're going to work with Ring of Honor again.
Yeah.
And because
Not AEW.
Well, I had heard, and it's obviously not official, but the big rumors are that Kenny Omega is going to go and sign with AEW. Since Jericho signed there, I had read a report probably in the last day or two that New Japan would be more open to working with AEW now because Kenny and Jericho are there.
I mean, it's, again, they also have to worry about how much are they willing to let a new company bank off of the success that they have already. I mean, like, which I can understand. If I was running a company and I got it finally to be super successful, do I really want another company banking off of that success?
Yeah, basically like like a vulture coming in and taking their cut.
Yeah, and I can understand, and not say like, oh, they're being fucking dicks. I can understand why companies may be reluctant to share talent, especially like a top tier talent on a brand new company.
To be frank with you, I'm kind of okay with them not working with New Japan so they could kind of build their own stars and bring in whom they choose that people may have not seen on television yet.
I could also see it as an international thing to get international watchers, though.
That too.
Because people forget we're not the only market in the world.
No, that's true.
So it's like, you may, like, a guy like you may not be as familiar with in New Japan, but New Japan people know. That may give them a reason to go watch
No, I get
AEW. Like, oh shit, he beat fucking, Stone Pitbull. Oh shit, he beat Naito.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I agree with that.
So I mean, it's both parties have to be able to benefit, and I understand that completely from a business point of view.
No, it makes sense. All right, before we get out of here, any plans for the weekend?
Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool.
There you go.
But no people outside of the school. My shoulder's all fucked up.
Philly would be proud.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got some hopes and dreams for this weekend, don't you?
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. No, I got into kind of an argument with a friend of mine who's convinced that that they're gonna win because they won last year.
Well, that's foolishness.
Yeah, he's like, well, I'm just a big fan. I'm like, well, one of my best friends is a big fan, and I guarantee you he would disagree with you entirely.
All I will say is this: from watching them play, not last year, the way they played currently in the last, I'll say 6 or 7 weeks, it's very hard for me to say that they're going to lose until I physically see them lose.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like, but it's like, that's a good way to look at it. But his thing was, well, they beat the #1 defense in the league. therefore they're the best team. And then we got to the whole, because I don't believe that the year that the Giants won, that the Giants were the best team. They were the best
sometimes
team
you just get lucky.
of that day. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. I said it was a fluke. I said how they got there. It was no indication of them being the best team in the league. I said not for nothing. Your team was 9-7, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, you barely won 50% of your games, and I'm like, you could win. I said, but to claim that you're the best team in the playoffs now, that's going a little far.
Well, because my boy was teasing me when he came back. He's like, you got lucky with that game on Sunday, and I started laughing. And I said, sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and it's like, yes, because the other side of my, that argument is that's why you play 16 games.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how you start. All's well that ends well.
I just feel bad. I feel bad for that kid, man.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wish it was a stronger block because technically, this is me being a realist. Philly got there not because of a great defensive play. It's got there because of a shitty kick.
Basically.
And then I said that to the other guy, and he's like, no. And he starts sending me all of these videos of that. I'm like, yes, the ball got tipped. I'm like, I don't know what was trying to prove because it's like, yes, I completely get that, but, we'll see. But I can't wish you luck because it's the Eagles. And
I know. It's the Turnpike rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fact that you're not from Philly. I mean, you get along so well, but
this is the thing, people. And people don't get this that aren't from this area. They're North Jersey and South Jersey. There's a legitimate thing there. Like people are like, no, it's not true. I'm like, dude, if you don't live here, you wouldn't know. Towards a certain point in North Jersey, it's all Giants fans. When you reach a certain part south, it's all Eagles fans.
Yeah.
And they're like, no. I'm like, yeah, dude. So I was just raised that way because I'm 45 minutes to an hour from the bridge.
And when you're from New York, you just tend to hate Philadelphia and New England. Not even just sports teams, just in general.
It's people, mutual.
Yeah. But I will say, some Eagles fans, I'm not Eagles, some Philly fans just in general, like the Philadelphia Phillies, bro, they're some of the worst in sports because I've had to deal with them at fucking Met games.
Oh, I admit it.
I mean, and it's,
they're scumbags.
WrestleMania weekend, me and another guy got into an altercation with a Phillies fan who was drunk out of his face that was screaming offensive shit in Hammerstein.
Oh,
so
dude,
the guy that I bumped into
just
got so mad that because the guy kept standing up and screaming. The guy just pushed him backwards down all of the seats, like down the rows of seats. Like dude just back tumbled down like 15
Yeah,
rows
see,
of seats.
I hate people like that ruin it for others,
Yeah, he was saying like offensive stuff to whatever woman was on the card. I mean, and this is at the time where everybody was chanting, "You have herpes" to Mia Yim. So I mean, it's like,
yeah, that's not cool.
No, like that was all right in comparison to what this guy was saying. Like this was just like the fans would be like, "You got herpes." Like I forget what the storyline was. But then this guy was like, "Yo, you're a fucking hooah."
Yeah,
like, really,
no.
like,
not cool.
One is like, yeah, like oh, and then like he called her some racial slur. I forget what he called her, and that's when the other guy finally had enough.
Yeah, not cool.
Yep, and then he knocked the guy's head off, and the guy just pushed him backwards down the flight. I was like, bro, I've never seen nobody fall down the stairs like fall down rows of seats like that at a sporting event.
That's funny.
But, yep.
But on that note, we're going to get out of here for tonight. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the NXT UK.
Oh, shit, you're right. Scratch everything I just said.
Oh, yeah, for those of you who don't know, there's actually a couple of tidbits of NXT UK information. First of all, let's start off with this. The NXT UK PC Performance Center opened up today.
They're
I don't know if
taking
you've heard about
over,
this.
Ryan.
Well, I don't know if you heard about this. Like, Finn Balor was there. Charlotte was there. I forget who else was there that was a graduate. And this is the first one that they're opening up that's outside of Orlando. Triple H talked about how he brought up his global localization, and this is the first step. That there's going to be 30 people training there on a consistent basis. It's also a sound stage, so they can record stuff there for content for WWE Network. Because he said, what's the use of having all of this stuff if you can't teach them all facets? So, you know, that's a major step. It's nowhere near in size to the one in Orlando, but I don't think it needs to be, because I don't think that. Oh, Pete Dunne was the other one that was talking, because he's had the luxury of being able to train at the one in Orlando.
Yeah.
And big ups to him. He's had that belt for 600 days now. So, do you happen to have the card in front of you, or should I pull it up?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, let's quickly go through it now. Disclaimer: Joey Railroads and I have not watched much of this, so we're not as familiar with the ongoing storylines. But I'm pretty sure we know all the talent, and
we'll give it the old college try.
Yeah. So.
Well, there's only 5 matches.
Which is usually a good sign.
Yeah, alright. First off, we have Travis Banks going one-on-one with Jordan Devlin.
From what I have seen, Devlin's been getting under his skin. He came out in... you know how Travis Banks comes out with the Australian flag, kind of like a poncho around him?
Yes.
Well, Devlin came out in the middle of one of his matches... and interfered, and that was the big thing. So that was what happened on the last episode. So I don't know. I think I think a heel has to go over here.
I agree. Try to get him familiar with a new audience. Because I think more people have seen Travis Banks than him, to be frank.
Yeah. I predict there's going to be a lot of talk about how he was trained by Finn Balor.
Yep.
Even though he's tried to distance himself on TV from Balor by saying that he's the best wrestler to come from Ireland.
Hey, you should have like a drinking game. Every time they mention Finn Balor training him, take a drink.
Yeah.
You'd probably be drunk before the end of the match. But no, I agree with you. I'll go with Devlin.
All right.
All right, next we have a no DQ match. Dave Mastiff going one-on-one with Eddie Dennis.
Now, from what I've seen, is Eddie Dennis that big of a dude? Because I know Mastiff's a fucking monster, and I know they've been portraying.
Let me see here. Eddie is he's 6'6", 220.
Oh, so he's thin then. 6'6", 220. I mean, he's only 15 pounds heavier than the 205 cutoff, and he's 6'6".
Yeah, granted, that's what Wikipedia says, so...
They're actually kind of on point. I hate saying it. Wikipedia has become, more valid than, I think, than a lot of news agencies lately, which is pathetic.
Yeah.
But, okay. I just think it's going to be a hard-hitting match. I don't know. They've been building Mastiff like a monster from what I have seen, but I don't know what's been going on with him and Dennis, so... maybe Mastiff.
Yeah, I kind of agree, because Mastiff, to me, seems more like the veteran.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'll go with him. Alright, next we have Pete Dunne defending his UK title against Joe Coffey.
See, I don't know, because he's had the title so long. The fact that I know Joe Coffey's name lets me know that he's not really a fucking pushover. So, because I don't see them giving it to, I see them maybe giving the title to Zach Gibson of all people, because he seems to have the most heel heat out of anybody I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Take your shoes off if you hate Gibson.
Yeah.
Take your shoes off if you hate Gibson. It's just like I've never seen heat like that. Like I love watching him cook. He's like fun heat. You know, it's
Yeah.
but I don't know what they're really doing with Joe Coffey. I think he's actually been kind of tied up to. I think it's him tied up to actually like a faction called Gallus, but it may not be him. I think it's him and a couple of other Scottish guys because I'm pretty sure Joe Coffey is Scottish.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I mean, like I'm sure like Dean or Lance are probably sitting there laughing their ass off at like, oh look at this dumb fucking.
And look at these assholes trying to figure it out.
Like I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to do you guys justice, bro. It's been a minute. I keep forgetting. Like, cause they do such a shitty job of fucking promoting it that I forget when it's on. I only watched like 15 minutes of it today, so I'm trying to remember. But I'm gonna stick with Pete Dunne. I can't count out Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne's my spirit animal.
I agree with you. I'm gonna go with Dunne. All right, we have the inaugural NXT UK Tag Team Title match, which is Mustache Mountain versus Zach Gibson and James Drake.
I'm gonna go with Mustache Mountain.
It makes sense to have them be the first champs.
Yeah, I mean, they're the only... I mean, they held WWE NXT gold, so...
Why not?
I think that could work, so...
All right, and last but certainly not least, the NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley defending against Toni Storm.
See, this is an interesting one, and are you familiar
Yes.
with what happened last week? Okay. I'm thinking because of that, they give her the title.
Huh.
In support.
Okay. I think they were going to give it to her anyway, to be honest with you.
Because people may want to try to compare this to Paige, you know. I could see them sticking with her more so than with Paige because...
Well, because hers was one little thing, Paige's was a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
And that's the nicest way I can say it.
I mean, either way, I think it's fucking awful that this discussion needs to be made, but, I mean, they're both extremely invasive. I just, you know,
some people have nothing better to do with their lives.
Yeah, I am not in the group of people who actively seek that out. It was sent to me by two people. I did not really partake in it. I also think she deserves it. I mean, like, you know, let's not get this wrong. I think she's arguably the best women's wrestler in the world.
Yeah, it shouldn't be because of that.
I put her over everybody.
I completely agree, but I'm going with Toni.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like we're pretty unanimous on things.
Yeah, a mostly good guy winning card.
Yeah, I mean, it's also NXT, so I can actually see anything happen, and it's British wrestling, so I could definitely see anything happening. I mean, I'm the biggest compliment possible.
Yeah.
Because I think American wrestling is so stereotypically easy to predict, and I think traditionally British wrestling is a little bit more thought behind the booking.
No, I agree. I agree with you. But now, on that note, I can actually say this. We're going to get out of here.
Yep.
So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all that stuff. And we'll see you back next week. Have a good night, everybody.
Peace.